Hey guys, DJ Do back with you. Today we're taking a look at the Mixtour Pro. This is a collaboration with Laid Back Luke and Reloop. Reloop makes the controller for Algorithms DJ, but it does work with other software as well. So with that being said, let's take a look.
Lights, camera, action.
Okay guys, for those that want to see it, here's the box, Mixtour Pro. Here's the unit, very well built. I took it out of the packing already. I had already opened it up. And there it is. And then you get some stickers. I believe Algorithms DJ comes free with this. You also get a little quick start manual and a USB-C to USB-C cable. All right, so that's what's in the box. Here it is, Mixtour Pro. All right guys, here we go, the Mixtour Pro. Again, this is a 4-channel controller. Let's just look at the inputs and outputs. Let's get a closer look here. And these have 45 millimeter smooth faders, and the faders actually feel pretty good. Looking at the back side, there's only RCA outputs out of here and a power button here. And then you could put a separate power supply in here. And right now I just have a USB-C to USB-C cable right to my MacBook Pro. And I have Algorithms DJ open right now. So there we go. There's a Mixtour Pro. These have paddle type effects here. So paddle type effects, pretty cool. And I heard a lot of people complaining because they didn't like the, it's kind of like this aluminum, metal, plastic kind of feel here. Yeah, it feels a little bit cheap, but not as bad as what people are saying. People are like, oh, fingers are going to slip off and whatever. And I found no problems with that at all. Your fingers aren't going to slip off. That's ridiculous. Here is your... obviously, these control all your Algorithms DJ's effects. There's no internal effects on here. Here is your dry, wet knob. A lot of this controller is very layered. So a lot of things you have to do in layers. So as far as getting new effects, you have to hit Shift and then these parameter buttons, and that will change your effects. The knobs here feel great, to be honest. They're rubberized, they feel good, everything feels very sturdy. It's a very sturdy controller, no question about it. I have no quarrels about, I wouldn't even use a deck saver. I'd throw this in my backpack and take it without any problems at all. Here is your load and seek, seeking tracks, and you can load your tracks right from here. Here's your gain knob. I didn't use that much because Algorithms DJ has a really good gain system built into it already. But you can use this with other software. You can use this with like Virtual DJ. I haven't tried it. I don't have Virtual DJ, but I heard it works great. I know Layback Luke had these Neural Mix buttons added. So in order to change, you could change your effects to just a regular EQ, or you could use your Neural Mix and use these your EQ knobs as stem controls. And as you can see high, mid, and low. I'm not sure if you can see that. And right next to it, it says vocals and harmonics and drums. And people ask me, can you take out the bass and Algorithms DJ? Yes, you can. But as far as EQ control, no, unless you assign it to something else. Your Q, buttons feel great. Play. Your sync control, your looping. So in order to hit auto, here's your shift button right here. This is your auto loop. And now you're in auto loop right there. To exit. Right, as you can see, there is all kinds of secondary menus here. So your pitch bend. So you have to use sync pretty much with this controller. And I'll go into it why this is something that may not be for me or may not be for some DJs, but you have to use sync with this. But you can pitch bend with this also. If you hold the shift button and you hold this down, if you want to slow it down. So it's all layered. Your auto loop, shift, your in and out for your loop. You know, of course, sync, effects. And there is a little light there to kind of let you know your effects are on. Okay, what else do we have? We have Q mix right here. So you have Q and main. I don't think there's a split Q on here, unless it's in the software. Here is your Q volume right here. And here is your filter. The filters sound great. You can control the resonance on it too in the software. It's also that aluminum plasticky material too. Not the biggest fan. Your neural mix. Or I could shut that off. And now it's just an EQ. I like that a lot. I really do like that. Neural mix, EQ. It's a full EQ too. You can change that too in the software. Okay? So. All right. Now this is where it kind of gets a little tricky with this controller. Here, if you notice, there's a button here called split. And essentially what that does is it splits so you could have two decks playing, and if you hit split, what it does is essentially it splits the track into two rows of 4. But these are all hotkeys right now, all 8. Now if I hit split, and this is probably a bad example to do it with because it's the same track, so obviously they're gonna load the same everything. But if I hit split, essentially what's gonna happen is these four will be hot cues for this side. These 4 will be hot cues for this side. It splits everything up. Or if it's a bounce loop, or if it's a sampler, or instant effects, or whatever you have in save loops, your pitch cue, you know, you can do all those functions like you could do on big controllers on this, and you could split it up each side. Or if you want to use all 8, you know, you don't use split, you know, you get out of it, shift or whatever, and now each side is each side of this is you can use all 8 buttons for this. So all 8 pads are available when split is off. When split is on, then 4 on this side and 4 on this side. I don't know if I'm explaining that right. But anyhow, this is also a 4-deck controller. So, and that's also a little complicated. So you just have to wrap your head around it. It's a lot of muscle memory stuff. So, you know, you could hit shift and load, and now you're in deck 3. Shift and, you know, in deck 4. And now that's on deck 4, and now, you know, or 3, and now on deck 4. And then here's a scoop. So wherever your last parameters are set on that deck, it's going to maintain that until you go back and you adjust it. It can get very confusing. I wouldn't recommend this for 4-deck control. You know, there's not a lot of controllers I would recommend, to be quite frank with you. It's just a little convoluted. It's just a little tough to kind of wrap your head around in the moment. You know, if you're thinking about it, obviously, and you're kind of playing with it, then it's easy. But in the moment, I don't know. So that's pretty much it. It sounds great. The sound card is great. You obviously, with Algorithms DJ, you get all your functions. You get, you know, you can stream off of it. It has a great audio source. It has, for headphones, it only has a 3.5 millimeter jack. This has, it's kind of cool. It has mono and stereo right here. And, you know, you can change it real quick. It doesn't have a microphone, so you cannot hook up a microphone. So I mean, there it is. It's very portable, all USB-C controlled. The pads light up great. It feels good. It's very well built. But anyhow, with that being said, let me give you my final thoughts. Okay, guys, what do I think about this? I think this is fantastic, but it's not for everybody. It's not for me, to be honest. I'm an open format DJ. I need to cut in certain things. I need to scratch a little bit and I need just queuing stuff up and stuff. You know, especially if I haven't pre-analyzed the tracks. This wouldn't work for me, for my style for the most part. Now, if I was doing a wedding or something and I wasn't going crazy and I was just mixing, you know, just normally, that'd be great. What it is for is like laid back Luke. He's playing festivals, he's playing arenas and big clubs with just this and a phone. You can hook it up to a phone, you can hook it up to an iPad, a computer. You know, it works with virtual DJ. I know there's already an update for this to work with virtual DJ. I'm sure it can work with Serato eventually if Serato clears it. And I think that's cool, you know. One of the things is like you have to use the sync button on this. This is something that you need the sync button. And definitely, you know, you could definitely beat match and stuff like this manually, but it's a little weird. It's not something, you got to start thinking about this. And that's the other thing with this. You have to think about what you're doing with this. You have to know if you're split, you know, if you have these, you know, your hot cues or your effects in a split mode or not a split mode. If you're trying to, it can work on 4 decks, but it's not easy. You know, I should say it's easy, but you got to really think about it. You know, you can't just like dive into this thing and just like, you know, have 5 shots of tequila and start rocking away. No, I wouldn't. You really have to think about it. I think it's great for like techno DJs, house DJs, you know, everything that's a similar BPM, everything that is to the, you know, locked on the grid. This is great. You know, Algorithms DJ has the best, you know, analyzation of songs. You know, as far as beat gridding, no one comes close to that. Is it that portable? Yeah and no, because first of all, you only have RCA outputs right here, and you don't even have a microphone input. So, which means is that you need to bring something different. Unless you're going to a club that has a mixer already, and you can just plug some RCAs into one of the channels, then yeah, that's great. But if you're using this for a mobile event, what you're gonna need is you're gonna need something like this. You know, you're gonna need a little mixer that has, you know, a way to put in RCAs or quarter, you know, RCA to 1/4 inch. This, you know, you need XLR outputs. You know, for some professional mic input, microphone inputs, this is great. So this system right here, an iPad, a little mixer like this, and yeah, I think then you got a little pretty portable system. I could still throw this all in a backpack, easy. And I can throw this all in there and that's it. So yeah, is it light? Is it still portable? Yeah, but not as portable as just this. You need to hook it into something else to make it work with anything. Unless you're just practicing at home. I'll tell you what I did use this for is I was on an airplane and I was just kind of practicing my sets and kind of just messing around a little bit. I had this literally set up with an iPad. Or no, I actually had my phone and I hooked into my phone and I was just screwing around with it on the airplane. Thought it was great for that. So yeah, not for everybody. Definitely worth picking it up. For $500, I don't know. I don't know if that's worth it at $500. I know that you can use a tractor control S4, no, not S4, S3. I'm not sure which model, so don't quote me on it. But I know that now, and it now works with Serato as well. That's, you know, similar in size, cheaper. I think about $300. I think a Pioneer Flex 4, I think is, you know, about this size together with little jog wheels. You can do almost the exact same stuff on it. Doesn't have colored pads or anything like that, but I think that's a good option. So there is other options out there. For $500, I'm not sure if it's worth it, but it's a great idea, you know, and it is innovating and kind of moving forward a little bit. I don't know if people will respect you not having a nice rig with turntables and you know how people are. You know, you DJs know how, you freaking know how that goes with other people. You know, visual is just as much sometimes as how it sounds. You know, sound first, obviously, but visual, there is a statement to make visually. People like to see DJs moving their hands and they, you know, and they don't want to see this, you know, they want to see this, you know, as far as the way I think about it. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, leave it in the comments. Anyhow, talking about that, like, comment, subscribe, and if you want to know anything else about this unit, and maybe I could dive a little bit more into it, then just ask me, and we'll go from there. Anyhow, folks, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.